She'll never admit it, but these signs means you have failed in the bedroom. We're going to talk about that today, and I know it's going to be a little difficult for a lot of you men to hear, because you know what, let's be real, a lot of men, they just think, man, I'm hitting the bottom of this thing, man, I'm out here just, and I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to preface this before, not all women you're going to please, but pleasing a woman is not actually how you think. So we're going to actually talk about that, and we're going to get into that. But before we do that, go ahead and support the channel. Click the like button. Share this with the homies. So let's talk about it a little bit. So she'll never, and I mean never. I mean, some will, but most of them won't. But she'll never tell you straight, right? She'll never tell you straight up that you failed or you're terrible in there. Her pride most of the time won't let her do that. But her silence will, right? And this is where you start to understand exactly, what's going on. You know what I mean? So this is something that I think a lot of men overlook. I know a lot of you have been lied to. A lot. But it's okay. And let me tell you why. Men, if your sole purpose is to please her physically, you will lose. You will absolutely lose. Absolutely. Right? There's some real game to what we're saying here, right? Because most men think lasting long or hitting it hard and all that equals performance. That's real rookie energy. I'm gonna tell you right now. Most men they understand that sex is a exchange of dominance and energy, right? And I want to let y'all know I'm watching my words here, man. I'm trying to watch my words to make sure that you all understand, instead of me coming on here telling you you're terrible, telling you how bad you are, blah 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 blah. I'm not here to beat you down and tell you what you can't do. But what I am here is to give you some real game on what you can do in order to make the situation better. And this is why we do this on this manhood channel. This is why you click the like button, so majority of men to get this free game. So I want to let y'all know, man, you're just not entering her body. You're supposed to reach her mind. And I know you hear a lot of men, and emotions. I know a lot of you men probably hear that all the time, right? You probably hear that all the time. But what happens is, what happens is this. A lot of you men only focus on her body. I'm telling you, you only focus on her body most of the time. But when she leaves your bed, right, untouched mentally, when her body was there, but her soul wasn't, that's when you fail. That's when you fail. Not because, she didn't moan or nothing, but because she didn't get out of it what she thought you was going to get. So today, I'm going to be breaking down exactly some of these steps that we can that we can fix today that can help you in the long term. So y'all hit the like button for me and let's get started. She goes emotionally cold after sex. And so sometimes a woman's, she's vibrant, she's you know, a lot of times women got great vibes, y'all vibing, but after sex, most of the time, instead of a closeness or affection, you know, she becomes distant, distracted, strolling on her phone, you know what I mean, doing all these things that, you know, if she was interested in you in that way, she wouldn't be doing. So you'll ask me, you know, 50, why did I fail at that? Well, most men treat sex like a performance. Most men treat sex like a performance. Most men. Okay, so not a connection. When you don't have one of those, and I'm talking about the mental part, because you can just meet a woman that night and still have a mental connection with her. You got to get you some game for that. You got to get you some game. That is the part of the game that you need right there. Can't stand people don't drive. Like, they just drive so slow. Yeah, you got to get you some game for that, right? Most of the time, you men are just focusing on your own type of release, regardless of what that is. You're focused on that, right? And you forget about the psychological arousal that a woman needs in these moments, right? If she doesn't feel seen, desired, or mentally stimulated, and I would even say before and during, her body starts to emotionally be awkward. Starts to emotionally be awkward, gentlemen. Like, your presence, all of this matters. Your presence, who you are, how you get out, you know, and your dominance. You know, a lot of you men are, oh, can I do this? Can I do that? Just really gentle. That's not what you're supposed to do, man. And a lot of times, you guys feel like you got it because, you know, she reacted away. But I'm going to tell you, most of the time, you know, they know how to put on a show. And they put on that show to protect your ego, right? Because her body language tells you everything, right? Especially when she starts to avoid eye contact and, you know, she kind of rushes away or gets dressed pretty quick. And all those things are true signs. But, you know, a lot of times what happens and why she's acting that way is because you treated the moment like a task, not an experience, right? You treat it like a task, not an experience. You didn't study her reactions, right? Or pace. You know what I mean? How was her energy level? Real dominance in the room isn't about always aggression, right? It's about awareness. But you also should be directing traffic up in that thing, right? Don't be soft, man. Don't be soft, man. A lot of y'all are, man. A lot of you are really, really, and this is why you need some coaching. A lot of you need coaching, right? A woman knows too if a man's not really into her. Like you're nervous or something, you just don't know. Like you could be attracted to her, but if you're nervous, a woman knows that, right? If your breathing is off, your rhythm is off. You know, there's pleasure cues. I'm telling you right now, there's pleasure clues that they are on. If she feels like if she feels like a prop, then she's definitely gonna turn away, man. She's gonna turn away. And this is why a lot of you all should be engaging in these type of conversations that is going to get her here. It's going to get her here. If you can get her here, then you got action. You got real action, right? But most of you men will not do that, right? So you won't do that. A lot of times you won't get that here, and then you'll be like, why is she not initiating any type of touch, or why is she not initiating any type of intimacy? Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, mostly after you knock it down, she should be very, very much into you in that moment, and she's showing interest, right? She wants to do it more, and she wants to be around you more. She wants to, I'm telling you, man, a lot of you men don't understand that you didn't do well. Oh, why does she ghost me? I get so many of that. But you don't understand that ghosting is the easy way out for a lot of women, because you guys are so emotional, right? But let's get to this. Let's get back to the why you failed in this point, right? When you don't make her feel feminine during the act, women crave your dominance, man. They crave your dominance. The balance of masculine leadership and emotional safety. If she doesn't feel both dominance and some type of care, a little bit of care, her attraction declines subconsciously, right? You can satisfy her body a little bit at best, but if you don't get her mind, you won't see her again. Because there's a lot of guys that probably can just do that, right? There's a lot of guys that can please her physically, but when she fakes pleasure and then pulls away, it's over. So there's a lot of times that she will make noise and moves like she's into it most of the time, but she feels, well, you will definitely feel that it's rehearsed. And later she becomes too tired, and I don't want to be I'm not in the mood, and you was performing your best. You thought you had your best day going, right? But you wasn't connecting with her. And many men rely on, outside sources like porn and things like that to get you right in there. But I'm gonna tell you right now, without genuine chemistry, with some type of game involved, because sometimes how you meet a woman and you just talk to her, you damn near just talk to her, but what happens is that she says, oh, I feel like I know you forever. Well, yeah. Yeah, she does. She feels like she knows you forever because of the chemistry you created with her, the mind, the game that you put in her, the orgasms you put in her ear. This is all the connection that I'm talking about. And then when you combine that with your physical touch and what to do and how to do it, and this is why y'all men need to get some coaching, because a lot of you men, y'all don't connect the dots. Y'all don't connect the dots. You don't connect the dots. And then you wonder why she avoids round twos and she don't want to stay the night. She just wants you to take her out. And then all of a sudden, oh, I'm tired. I got a headache and all this, right? Well, she's avoiding you because you're avoidable, right? She all of a sudden suddenly have to leave, and she doesn't want to, I'm telling you, women want to cuddle. They want to cuddle, bro. They want to cuddle, man. And when they not into that, when they not into you, man, they want to stay over too, right? They'd even ask to knock it again. But if you're one of these men, that just didn't do what they supposed to do, I'm gonna tell you, man, this is what I'm talking about when it comes to subjects like this. A lot of you men are thinking in your head, you know what? I do those things. I do it right. Blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to tell you, you ain't creating no afterglow, right? You're not creating that, oh, I need him every moment of the day. You're not creating that. What you're creating is something that's going to be temporary, not long term when it comes to continuing, what y'all have done. Because you didn't work on her mind. A woman's biggest touch is when you touch her mind. And when you touch her mind, I'm gonna tell you right now, man, you guys you don't understand. It is something that you cannot even explain. You just got to be able to do it. Let me say this lastly. Don't live your life trying to please a woman. Don't live your life trying to sexually please every woman. And don't live your life thinking that you have to be a porn star in bed in order for her to want to be with you, because that's not the case. A lot of women are with men that there's something about them, their love, their personality, how they, their presence, so much a woman will love about you and that's not a priority for her. Like for men, for example, right? How a lot of you men's priority for women is they don't need money. That's not a priority for a lot of you women. A lot of you men, right? But for me, I think a woman, I've always been a guy who said, a woman needs to have something. Because that shows me that she can do it if I went down. So I've always been a guy like that. But what I'm saying to y'all is, this is all preference. So a lot of times women's preference is not for you to be mandingo or, something so great. So a lot of you men carry yourself like you need to be the greatest in the world in that position. That's not the case. But you do need to be a great man. You do need to be a great man. I really want this for you all in 2026. I want a new mindset. I want goals set up for y'all. I want a multitude of scenarios that you can answer like this. I want your masculinity to be stronger. I want you guys to get whatever it is that your manhood is going to bring you. And I'm here for it. Hit me up, Mr1950.com. Thank you all. Thank you all for supporting me. I'm now at 31K. So I really appreciate you guys. Share, like, and subscribe to the channel. And then what I wanted to say is below, POP, put it in the chat. Power, purpose, over pussy. Let's go. Peace.